Hello, everyone. How's it going? Sorry I'm a bit late. Got totally distracted, and then before I knew it, it was 8 o'clock. Just sorting the lights out here. How is everyone doing? Hopefully, we've got some people on today. For those of you that are watching, my name's Simon. I'm an Amazon seller in the UK, and doing these live Q&As once a week on a Monday, 8 p.m. Maybe I'll change the time if it's more convenient for people. So people can ask me any questions about Amazon FBA. Let me just put a quick announcement out, actually. So if you're here, feel free to say something in the chat so I know it's all working okay. And yeah, let's have a look. Content, live, get shareable link. Really didn't put a link out. Announcements. Everyone here for a Amazon FBA Q&A. Yeah, I just looked at the clock and I was like, crap, it's 1 minute to 8. Caught me out. There we go, cool. Sorry to at everyone. Right, let's have a look at the stream anyway. Cool, so looks like we've already got a question, which is great. And hi, thanks for joining, guys. That's awesome. You've got some, my room's still a mess. I've been going through loads of Lego yesterday, packing up Lego and all sorts of stuff that I got from the Tesco sale. And yeah, that took me ages. I cannot stand prep anymore. Absolutely nuts. Yeah, okay, so yeah, one thing we'll talk about, because I'm getting a lot of questions here about Quigita. So Monica, I will get onto your question in a second. I'm just going to quickly talk about Quigita. So if anyone wants to sign up to Quigita, I have a £100 off your first order code, which I'm going to throw into the chat. And 1,500 here. And oh, cool, you're in Florida. Nice. There we go. Let me just quickly throw out this link here for people. Yeah, Cogita, what this is basically, guys, because I've just put an announcement out about Cogita. They've just made a policy change. I just got told today by my representative at Cogita that they're now allowing non-VAT people to buy from all of the wholesalers on there. So it's a marketplace for wholesalers where you can buy. It's health and beauty only right now. But yeah, you can buy from wholesalers without having to actually call up wholesalers. So pretty awesome, basically. And one of the questions I've been asked is like, are the items like legit and real? The answer is yes. I mean, Quigita, they vet all the suppliers, so that's one good thing. So I mean, it should all be fine. I've not had any issues, and one of my orders came from Chechnya, so which is like, I thought I'd order from the most dodgy place you could imagine to make sure everything was okay, and I compared it to the real products, and it all looks absolutely fine. Plus, they guarantee it anyway, so they'll refund you if there's any issues. But yeah, it's a great place, so if you want to check that out, yeah. So I thought I'd just answer those questions. I've got a few DMs here. So there is one issue I just need to talk about quickly with Quigita. There is a small issue right now with the invoices. In that if you ever do get an authenticity claim from a customer or things like that, then you will need to provide invoices from Quigita. Now, I've not tested this to see if they accept them. They should hopefully accept them, but obviously it's like a very difficult thing to test. Right now, there's a small issue in that if you order, from Quigita, that the wholesaler may not be willing to give over their invoice, if that makes sense, because they're sensitive information. So this is something Quigita are working on. I've given them a bunch of different solutions. It is a critical thing that's going to get fixed. I mean, it's going to get fixed because Quigita are targeting Amazon sellers now for their business. That is their primary business. So if they don't sort this, then their business fails. So that shows you how urgent this is, basically. So I've given them a bunch of different solutions, like 3 or 4 different solutions which they can use. So yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Someone asked me a question as well about the minimum order quantity. Every single wholesaler has a different minimum order quantity, so you can't just go and order like one bottle of aftershave, whatever. There is normally a minimum. I don't know. It's like everyone's different, but £300 probably is, I don't know, or 20 units, something like that. So that was definitely a question I was getting around. Sort of like, had they removed the minimum order quantity? The answer is no. Every single supplier has a different one. It can be annoying when you find a deal and they've only got like 5 units. So you have to go to that supplier and try and find some other bits to make up the basket. That's the only downside, I suppose. But that's wholesale though. There's MOQs, minimum order quantities. That's part of the deal. I'm not a big wholesale person, but I know that. And the better the wholesaler is, the bigger the minimum order quantities are generally. So just looking at some questions here. So I'll jump into your question, Monica, quickly then. So what's some advice for someone starting from scratch? I would say I'd join a community. So you can join my community. It's a free community. And again, I'll put the link for that in the description in just a second. Let's just get that, invite people, copy. So there's this link here. Join a community and learn from other people. Be patient. Basically just and do loads of research on like YouTube and stuff. That's how I learned. I joined a Discord community, asked loads of questions. I did loads of research on YouTube, things like that. Yes, be learning. It's not rocket science, the business, but it's not easy at the same time. So cool. Listen, we've got a lot of questions coming in all sorts of different places, DMs and chats on the Discord through here. So I'll try and get to everything if I can. Let's just check here quickly. Yes, someone's asked me, is it recorded? It is recorded on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's recorded. So, yeah. And he was asking about that invoice thing. It's not been resolved yet. It's going to be resolved. They are working on it. So, but it's not resolved just yet. Full transparency. It's not stopped me, however. I've spent nearly £10,000 on that site so far. I did an order today, which was really nice. So, yeah, it was good. Okay, cool. So any other questions? Prep is good. So what's card collector? Prep means finding products. So yeah, someone's asked about updating invoices. Yeah, again, I've covered that already. What's Keith saying? Amazing, although they're annoying me when they can't fulfill the orders. Who is this? I have Amazon didn't accept them. I had to ask them to contact the sellers. I was advised to query with my handler before I purchase anything gated. Okay. Is that related to Cogita, is it, Keith? I'm not sure. Let me know. Jacob is asking when we'll see more. There's something really annoying about the chat on the thing. There's a little heart on the bottom right hand side and it covers up the questions, and I don't know how to get rid of it. So I'm just going to put a little dot in there so I can push. Any more poolside vlogs? Yes. Next year I've already booked 2 more weeks of that same villa. So yeah, but that's in June 6th to June 23rd. So yeah. Probably shouldn't tell everyone when I'm going away from home, but anyway, it is what it is. So yeah, Keith, it is a small issue right now. Amazon didn't accept my ungate. They just for me, they just said, it's not like they said, they did say no, but they just said, at this time we're not accepting it, or something like that. So it's something they're working on. It is an issue right now. If you're going to ungate, just use ungating somewhere else. The issue is obviously when authenticity claims come in, that's where the problem's going to be. It is being resolved, I hope anyway. I mean, if it doesn't get resolved, their entire business model collapses. So, yeah. But yes, it is a small issue right now. It's not stopping me. So just to show you guys, when I first signed up to Cogita, just to test this out, I ordered from a supplier in Chechnya. So to make, I was like, I'm going to order from a place that's super, and make sure it's okay. And everything looked fine. I got an actual real, not so they're all real, but like one I knew was from a valid source to compare, and it's identical. So yeah, it was all good. I had some stuff come from Chechnya, which is kind of crazy. So Saeed, is it I'm not very good at pronouncing names. Saeed, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce your name. Recently started A2A with profit sweep on your recommendation. People saying that it's become more saturated. Is it because they aren't ready to hold. So Amazon to Amazon's always been a little bit saturated. It all depends on. So my general rule for Amazon to Amazon is if it's like pinged out to a load of different groups and it's still in stock like 2 hours later, I'm probably going to cancel. But it all depends on the sales velocities and like how fast it's selling. It's always been a tiny bit saturated, and sometimes you do have to hold. But the good thing about Profit Sweep is that they're pinging sometimes like 5-10 minutes ahead. The fastest ping that I've seen was 10 minutes faster than the next fastest group. And if it's something really good, then we can just all clean it out basically before anyone else gets hold of it. So, and the really good ones sell out within like, 20-30 seconds inside Profit Sweep. So yeah, that's what I said. The adjustment I've made over time is that if I see it in stock for a long time and it's not a fast seller, if it's not something that sells 2, 3, 4,000 a month, then I'll probably cancel it, wait for a better opportunity. But it might be something that sells really fast and you just have to wait a short time. So waiting is part of the game, I think, a little bit with Amazon. When you're buying stock, you don't always get exclusive stock. Yeah, even the ones where there's only a few people that I bought some stuff in the sort of beta version of Profit Sweep. There's a few people on there and the prices went down by like £1, but I was like, I'm going to wait until get the max price. When you've got like 1,000 units, having your price, dropping by £1 makes quite a big difference actually. So like after fees, it was like 60p. So it'd be an extra 600 quid just by holding out a little bit longer, which is what I decided to do. Have you found a new accountant? So on Saturday, I went to the Seller Amp seller meetup in Nottingham, which was awesome. And one of the sponsors there was RT Accounting, and I'm not saying go with them, but I spoke to those guys. They were there. They seemed very knowledgeable. One of the guys, I don't know if he's the owner, but one of the accountants there. He's an Amazon seller himself, so he knows the struggles and things like that. And yeah, I'm probably going to end up going with them. So I need to actually get in touch with them to try and get like a affiliate link or whatever, but also do it myself. And yeah, so that's who I'm probably going to go with, RT Accounting. I don't know if Profit Sweep have RT Accounting in their things, because you could probably go with them for now until I get one set up. But yeah, that's who I'm going to go with. I'm going to be ditching Awesome because they are not awesome. They are rubbish. And just to show you, I'm not a sellout, guys. Awesome offered me free accounting, which is worth, my renewal is £1,900. And it's like £400 a sign up if I promoted Awesome. But I would never do that because they just were not good for me. So therefore I couldn't promote them. So just to show you the amount of money that was being offered there to me, £2,000 saving essentially a year. And then every sign up would be, I think it's like 400. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, hopefully RT Accounting will give me as good a deal. I doubt it. But yeah, so that's who I'm going to go with. The only problem with that RT Accounting is they don't provide bookkeeping. You have to do it yourself, which does put me off a little bit, but I don't think many of these accountants actually do offer the bookkeeping as well. And if they do, it's very expensive. So yeah. Cool. So yeah, Alex is asking, how do you keep on top of your order refunds from retailers and also your Amazon returns from customers? So I'll be honest with, you can just use a spreadsheet. You can use amazseller.com. I've not updated it in ages, but in there you can mark things as like returned, and then whether it's been returned, refunded. That could be one. You could use a spreadsheet and just keep track of every order you've done, and if you returned it, mark it as returned, and then if you've been refunded, mark it as refunded. It is something you need to keep on top of, otherwise you're going to be leaking money everywhere. I'm not very good at it. At this point now, when I make a mistake, unless I'm going to be hurting really badly, I just eat the loss. So I made a big mistake actually with Argos. I ordered some items I was going to lose £100 on. Out of my own laziness and because I went on holiday, I kind of left it and it was too late to return. But I was just I'm just going to eat the loss on this one. It's not great, but I was because I just don't want to abuse the returns. So now I just tend to eat the losses if I make a mistake. Or depends how much I'm losing. So And then for customers, I use again, check out in my Discord. We've got Cello Repay. There's a company there that do refunds for you on Amazon. They take 20%, I believe, from whatever they recover. So check Seller Repay out. The link for that is in my Discord. I do get a kickback on that, but that's what I use. Actually, no, right now I use Seller Investigators, but I've used Seller Repay. They're exact same things. I tried out, I like to try all these different things out so I know who I can promote and stuff. But I've used Seller Repay in the past. They're very good. Yeah, use them. So yeah, and you can do it all yourself, but look, you should be spending your time doing business things, not trying to chase money here and there. And you should be sourcing and trying to grow your business, not trying to chase refunds and stuff. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. It's not too quiet. But yeah, that's how I kind of keep on top of it, or don't keep on top of it. I allocate it out and just don't return stuff generally. So to be honest, very rarely that I have to return items. So I did order some Parker pens from WH Smith's. It's very difficult. There's a big WH Smith sale going on. I took a gamble on some Parker like fountain pen stuff. It's very hard to know because there's so many different varieties and different styles and different nib types, like made out of different coatings, like palladium and all sorts of stuff. It was very hard to compare them to Amazon, so I thought I'd just order them and see if they came in and they were the right ones. And turns out they weren't the right ones. There's no listing for them, so I'm going to have to return those. So it doesn't happen very often I have to return stuff. But yeah, that was a pretty good one. Well, not a good one actually, but yeah. Cool. Let's look at some of the questions. Was that RT accounting person the same person in PS? I don't know, to be honest. There were 3 of them there at that representing RT accounting, so I don't think it's just one person. There were 3 people there. There was 2 guys and a lady. I don't know if they're all accountants. I didn't ask. I don't know, but yeah, there's not just one person there. But they seem to know their stuff. That was the main thing. I didn't spend like an hour talking to them because I wanted to like circulate the room. I was trying to, and I apologize if you felt like I didn't have a good chat with you, but I was trying to circulate the room, try and meet as many people as possible, because there's so many people, awesome people there, and I wanted to chat to as many people as possible. So I only had a brief chat to them for about 10 minutes or so. But that's, doesn't matter, I guess, if they're 1 year qualified. It doesn't matter to me personally. They're still 1 year more experienced than me. And as long as they're being supervised by someone who knows about Amazon and is setting up, knows all about it, I'm fine with it personally. For me right now, basically a toddler would be better than awesome. So, yeah. Yeah. I just need to change. That's what I need to do. And possibly get them to go back and redo all my accounts for the past 2 years as well. Because I'm not so sure awesome is correct. End of the day, though, guys, no matter who you use, and I apologize for using the word guys, I overuse it. No matter who you use, at the end of the day, the buck stops with you. So if it's all wrong, essentially it's my fault. So just keep that in mind, which is making me a little bit more worried about using awesome. Also, RT Accounting been in business for long? I have no idea. Absolute no idea. I am going to arrange a meeting with them and I'll ask them and I'll see how I get on with them and then I'll let you know. So I'm not recommending them right now, but that's who I'm most likely to go with right now. So, yeah. It's actually really hard to find good accountants that do Amazon. So we'll see. Car collectibles, any 5K leads with Cogita? Even I've not found a 5K lead, mainly because not all the suppliers have that much stock. They have so my biggest. Let me look actually. I'll look actually now and see what I've ordered. So today I did an order. You can see my screen just gotten brighter. I got 2 perfumes from one supplier. One was for 78 units. The other one was for 26 units. I cleaned them out of both of those. That was the maximum they had. The previous order to that was I was able to order 200 units from one supplier. So on that one, it was like £9 profit. So that's £1,800, something like that, which is pretty good. So what I'm doing, I've got a bit of capital, so I'm kind of cleaning them out when I see a good deal. They'll be like, "Oh, they've got 200 units, I'll take them." Prior to that one, it was 40 units for a Paco Rabanne one, quite an expensive perfume, to be fair. And then before that one, actually, it was a very expensive Versace perfume, only 54 units. So yeah, that's the limiting factor. Is there's not infinite oodles amount of stock. You know, sometimes you do see some they've got like 1,000 units, 500 units, but tends to be 100, 200 units. So yeah, no 5K leads just yet, but yeah, some pretty good ones still. Cool. I'm just going to check if there are any other questions in the other groups. So I apologize. I've not done many videos. I've kind of went on a bit of a, I don't know, rut and didn't do anything and just felt a bit down and I don't know. Just I was focused a bit more on FBA as well, but now I need to really get back into doing the videos, and that's why I've got back onto the Q&A. I need to be doing these once a week. One thing that was really nice about that seller meetup, which made it, because I'm not that great at talking to people normally, is that people recognised me from YouTube, and that was really nice. They came up to me and initiated the conversation, so that was very nice to have people come up and say hello and saying they enjoy the content and stuff. So that was really great, and it's definitely motivated me to do more content, to really double down on the social media. That's why I'm trying to clear out finally this office and make it a full-time studio. I don't want to see a single item of stock ever again from Amazon. And just do more basically. And I also want to do, and I was floating the idea in my head anyway about doing a sort of an FBA Moguls sort of meetup, but I'm definitely going to be doing sort of seller meetups now. So Amazon seller meetups. So it probably will be in Nottingham, but maybe I'll try and arrange with some other people to maybe do them in different parts of the country. But to be honest, I'm like off the top of my head right now, I'm thinking I'd love to run one every 3 months, but maybe I just won't go overly ambitious now. Maybe I'll just try one for now and see how it goes. So if you guys will be interested in doing a seller meetup, let me know. It was really good, the last one. It was 10 times better than I ever expected. So it was really good. But yeah, if you guys are interested in coming to a meetup, we can do that. And yeah, the next one probably will be Nottingham. I won't be the one they ran, I spoke to the people who owned it, like the seller amp owner, and it cost them quite a lot of money to do it. It's probably going to be around the 5K mark. So I won't be providing food or an open bar, but I'm sure we can arrange some sort of venue to have a meetup. So, and get some new people in as well and just hang out. But yeah, guys, you got any more questions? Let me know. It'd be awesome to get some questions. Let me just check out the Discord groups. Let me just remove. Yeah, Jargo was asking, is it going to be recorded? The answer is yes. So I'm 99% sure it gets recorded. Have we got any other questions? I've got a DM here. Oh yeah, just everyone's asking about the invoice problem. So no, but I've already covered that. So yeah, so who did I meet? And then I guess one weird thing was just the variety of people that I'd met at that group who are viewers of my channel was, maybe stupidly I'm projecting who I think my viewers are, but it was great to see a different variety of people that watch my channel who are Amazon sellers. It was a very diverse group. It was awesome, to be honest. So I just kind of feel like everyone's a 30-year-old guy like me who does Amazon, but no, so that's just it was really weird, but it was awesome to see so many people at the meetup. I think in the end it was 100, 120. I don't even know. I think someone said 180 people. I genuinely don't know how many people were there, but there were so many people, and it was just really great. Really good to chat to other Amazon sellers and a load of new people, actually. So people that have been only doing it for 6 months or less. A lot of people there, so answering a lot of questions, and it was really good. So yeah. Cool. So yeah, guys, throw the questions out, or I can just ramble on about other topics. So yeah, I noticed today, I got an email from Amazon about the digital services fee or something. And I actually deleted it at first, But so I was like, oh, I don't sell digital items, but no, it's something to do with an extra tax that Amazon are throwing onto us. It might not actually be as bad as I thought because I feel like they've already added it anyway, and they're just changing how they actually charge us. So it should be fine. But it looks like it's going to be a 2% fee on the selling fees, which is just going to be like another like fee they'll be charging us, another slice they'll be taking out of us. Yeah, recently Amazon's been tough in the fact that they've been like taking little, it's like death by a thousand cuts in a way. They've been taking little bits here and there out of us. So the insurance, they passed that on to us. That's an extra cost for us. The VAT thing, although if you're VAT registered, it doesn't make any difference. But if you're not VAT registered, it does. But again, it hurts cash flow a little bit. If this new thing comes out, this new fee, 2%, that's another slight little thing coming out your profits. There's a few other things as well that have happened recently where it's just like they're making life harder as an Amazon seller, and just what it seems like a very small change. Well, they're making a change that's probably making them millions and millions of pounds more and adding a small cost onto us. But yeah, Amazon's tough as it is without having all these extra things come on. There's definitely a few more things that they've changed actually, but I can't remember what they were. But yeah, so hopefully you guys are all still there. If you've got any questions, feel free to throw them out there. I'm just looking at my profits for the day, £370 profit, so not too bad. What have I sold? Keyboard, some supplement stuff. Oh yeah, one of my worst purchases that I bought ages ago was aging in inventory. I was waiting for the price to come back on this. It was a webcam, and I'm losing £22 a unit on these. I've got 8 left. I think I sold one a few weeks ago and it got returned as well. So going to be taking a big L on those ones. Yeah, what have I sold? Football for a 12p loss. How have I done that? Yeah, just looking through what I've sold. Pokemon stuff. A few secret stuff I'm not going to mention. Today, £370.53, which is pretty good. And the month right now, I am on 7,567.73. So, and if people want to know what the sales are, because weird enough, I get asked what are your sales all the time, and I've got no idea. Like it happened quite a lot at the seller meetups. Like, oh, what are your sales for the day and the month? I'm like, I've got no clue because I don't ever look at revenue or sales. But yeah, it's 39,802. Cool. Monica's asked a question. What are the start out costs like other than the FBA subscription thing? So you do need some software. You can join my group. If you're not already in there, Monica, jump into that. The link is just above. It's the Discord link. So that's free. So that's your first one. You got that for free, which is great. You will need some software to track your profit. So in my group, you'll find links to softwares like STK Seller Toolkit. You'll find links to SellerAmp or BuyBot Pro. But essentially, you probably need just 2 bits of software to begin with. One to like track your overall profits and see how you're doing on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. And the other one is a thing that will let you analyze products. That'll be SellerAmp or BuyBot Pro. And yeah, that will let you basically like put in your cost of goods, or COG as we call it. And you can then see the sale price, and it will factor all the fees and everything in and tell you the profit per unit. So that's very important, so you know you're buying good items. It also shows you I just made another sale for €20 profit. While we're sat here. Yeah, that shows you, and then obviously it gives you the charts and stuff as well. Like SellerAmp and things like that have got like the keeper charts built in, so you don't need a keeper subscription. Really, you can use the one built into those tools, and you can look at the history of the product. So those are the 2 essential ones. But yeah, if you do decide to sign up to those, please use my links. That's how my server runs. I do it all for free, but it's supported through affiliate links. I spoke to a few people at the Seller Meetup who thought I was crazy. They're like, oh, everyone starts out like that, and then they end up charging for courses. I'm hoping I'm never going to be that person, although there is a video coming out where I talk. Actually, maybe I'll float the idea with you guys actually now, and let me know what you think. But let me answer this question first. From Card Collectibles UK, how are you finding Profit Sweep? Must say, I'm finding it to be one of the best Discords at present. A lot of people help, and it's great going through the beta. Yes, it is amazing. That's why I pushed it so hard, because Spence has a form already. He used to run a group called Arbitrage Hub, which was the group that I first joined and got me into Amazon. And there were so many good deals on there; it was insane. So, firstly, I knew he's got good form. I know Spence is a bit of a the owner. Spence is a bit of a wizard when it comes to finding deals. I've seen his results, and they are nuts. They make me look like a peasant, basically. So yeah, that's why when he created that group, I was all in for promoting it, because I knew the opportunity was insane for everyone to make a lot of money. So, and he keeps adding new and new features. He just told me today, actually, maybe this is confidential, but sod it. If you're watching, Spence, I'm sorry. What was he told me? He's releasing a new flip finders and price drops for 30 sites in total. He's done 8 so far, but it's 22 more to add, he said. So, sneak peek for you guys watching. But yeah, I won't tell you what sites they are, though. I'll keep that. Yeah, so anyway. Cool, we've got a few. Yeah, I think it's really good. A few more questions here then. So, Monica, Helium 10 is for private label, if you want to do private label. So, my specialty is online arbitrage. So, this is buying from online retailers like WH Smith's, or it could be Amazon itself. It could be, I don't know what's a good example, boots.com. Buying from online stores and then reselling, and then arbitrage obviously is like the price, taking advantage of a price differential. Helium 10 is more for researching products for private label. Private labels where you are bringing things in from China or whatever country it can be. It can even be in the UK, I suppose. And you're branding it under your own brand. It can be a very good way to make money, but it's like Amazon's already hard enough as it is when you're starting out without having to actually like create your own brand and find people and like promote your brand. The good thing about me is, like, you can probably see down here, I've got some Lego. You probably can't tell what set it is. I don't need to sell people on Lego. Everyone already knows Lego's good. So that's the easy bit done. If I can get the Lego, it's going to sell. If you're doing private label and you make some whatever building blocks called Simon's Blocks, no one's ever heard of it. No one's going to buy it. I have to pay people to click on my things and promote it. So that's the downside of private label. There are a few downsides to private label. One being that when you buy something from China, it takes 12 weeks to arrive, so your money's just sat there for 12 weeks. And the other one is that you've got to build a brand. The positive sides are the profits can be much higher, and you can sell the brand if you build a good brand at the in 2, 3, 4 years time. Once you build it up, you're making some good money. You can sell that for a good 2, 3, 4 times multiple. That is the pros and cons. If you do want to get into private label, message me on Discord and I'll send you to Nikos, the guy who is the private label expert. So I mean, one thing you'll realize is if someone's offering like expertise on everything, it's probably not. It's no one can be an expert on everything. So like my specialty is like OA and I guess a little bit of RA. I don't do wholesale. I do a tiny bit with Cogita, but I'm not a wholesale person. I'm not a private label person, so I don't profess to be. And if someone says they can do it all and they're experts on everything, unless they've been in the round for like 5-10 years, I'd be skeptical. So yeah, I know people who do wholesale, I know people who do private label, so I can point you in the right direction if that's the route you want to go down. So what's your thoughts? So Robbie is asking, what are your thoughts on A2A EU? Yeah, really profitable. Yeah, I like it. I order from Amazon Germany, Amazon France, Amazon Italy, Amazon Spain. It's just those ones I think mostly. Get those items and sell them in the UK. They can be some of the best ones. I don't know if I can find one. Have a quick look maybe. But yeah, I mean, I've bought ones where I've made really tidy profits. There's definitely one I was thinking of where I ended up making like £40-50 profit per unit. Didn't get many units, but yeah, so it's a good one to be honest. Oh yeah, I think it was like a hard drive. I think there was one here where I made £15 profit, £14.91 profit. I think it was a hard drive from Germany or Spain or somewhere like that. The only thing you got to watch out for is like electronics that have plugs. You don't want to be buying like a kettle that has a European plug because you don't want to be switching out plugs. That's a big no-no. Your insurance will be invalid and all that kind of stuff, so don't do that. and things that are in like different languages and things like that. So, but yeah, I like it. It's a good way to make extra money. Let me just quickly pour myself a drink. So, next question is: you've given up on PL. Yet for now, I don't have the time, to be honest. It's something I'd like to do in the future. So again, I can teach people from experience. I do know a decent amount of the knowledge in theory because I've done a lot of research on it. But theory and practice are two different things. So I can give you a general guidance on and my thoughts on private label, but I can't give you any experience knowledge on it. So if someone's really serious about doing private label, I'll send them to the right person. I don't profess to be the right guy for that. So, but it's something I do plan on doing in the future potentially. But for me, I'll be honest, the drink of choice is water. So yeah, I'm trying to be healthy. Yeah, I'll be on. What was I saying? Yeah, be honest. Right now, I'm much preferring the social media side of things. So I definitely see myself putting my FBA business on the back seat, trying to outsource that as much as possible to VAs. Like I spoke to one of my sourcing VAs today, and I said, I want you to start buying for me, or we're going to start putting the process in for him to buy for me. And I want that business to run at maybe making £5,000 to £10,000 profit per month. And have it running 90% in the background with other people running it for me, so I can then focus on education, social media, doing things like this, running the Discord group, doubling down massively on doing videos, and because that's where I'm really enjoying. I enjoy helping people. For one, I want to see people succeed. I enjoy doing the videos, and I'm trying to build a business out of it as well. So that's where I see myself focusing my efforts. But also, I'm not going to give up FBA because I can't turn down money. I just want to try and outsource it mostly to other people if I can. Even if I take what I'd make if I made £10,000 myself, or I could make £5,000. With someone else running 90% of it for me, and it's costing me enough, £5,000 in fees. That's fine for me. I'll be happy with that. So, excuse me, guys. Sorry. Yeah, just water. Nothing too exciting. No ice or anything. I need to get some lemon and lime and ice and put it in there. So, I'm trying to be healthier recently. For those who don't know, I'm overweight. Got really bad in COVID. Right now I'm taking those injections. Is that the week? I was taking Wegovy, but now I'm taking a different one, like Minerva or something like that. Trying to be healthier, trying to eat healthier, and fizzy drinks aren't the best. The sugar-free ones, but just trying to cut them out and be healthier. So yeah, a little bit of stuff about me there. So trying to be better. We all have our vices and things that we're not great at, and for me, food's always there, and things like that has not been my best. Not had the best choices. Let's put it like that. So, yeah, some people it's drink, some people it's other things. For me, it's just food. But yeah, so cool. Yeah, do I have VAs? Yes, I've got 2 VAs right now. I've got one that I share with 3 other people, because I just didn't want to jump straight into my own VA again. And I've got one now that I have myself. On Wednesday at 8 p.m. in FBA Moguls, we are doing a workshop, and there'll be a presentation from a VA company who will be offering VA services. So I've had a VA from these guys. It was off to a rocky start, I'm not going to lie, but he's actually pretty good, to be fair. He actually does find some really good leads for me, which is really good. So, but VAs, they're not the be all and end all. No matter who you get them from, you're gonna have to train them. You're gonna have to teach them your preferences. But actually, the guy that I got from them he's finding me some pretty good deals. So you can't argue with results at the end of the day. But yeah. So yeah, I've got 2 right now basically, but I'm gonna have to keep building them up. I'm probably going to need, I don't know how many I'll need, 3, 4, 5 VAs. So Aaron has said you need to have the right checks and measurements in place. Be careful with that. Oh, okay, sure, yeah. It's all good. I don't get any side effects. If you're talking about the drugs, I don't know if you are, the weight loss drugs. Um, I don't take any other drugs. I'm a good boy. I don't even drink. No, yeah. So, I mean, I will have a cocktail here and there, for a special occasion. But yeah, I don't really like alcohol. Never liked alcohol. Don't drink. Um, Never done drugs. I'm a good boy. A boring boy maybe as well. But yeah, it's all good. So yeah, it's good. So any other questions, guys? Let me look in the other. What time is it? We've got 18 minutes left. Oh yeah, I was going to run this idea past you actually. So I recorded a video yesterday when I drove to Cambridge. So I've asked that question in there as well. I'll be releasing that. I was editing it earlier on. I got distracted, so I need to get that released, and maybe later on after this. I actually need to do a video around Cogito as well and scanning that. So that's another thing I need to do. But yeah, one of the things I was thinking about doing was, but before I do it, I want to ask how everyone feels about it. You guys know that, with handing over your business. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure what you're talking about. Yeah. So obviously you need to add in, just go into that checks and balances. You're absolutely right. Um, yeah, I'll be adding in like limits, or put daily limits on my credit card, things like that, making sure that everything lines up. You obviously need like probably a separate person to be the person who like does the like checking to make sure, and they don't have any chatting to the people that are ordering, so that's separate. But yeah, definitely need to be careful. I'm not going to just like give them I'm going to give them my credit card, but there'll be a limit on there, a daily limit of whatever I decide, like £500. So at least if something goes wrong, I'm not getting rinsed. Yeah, sure. I know what you mean. No, yeah, sure. I wasn't sure what we were talking about. It's cool. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, definitely need to be kept. I mean, this is another thing I'll be able to hopefully teach people is like scaling businesses by outsourcing. This is something I'm going to be learning as I go along. I know people have done this in the past and they've got absolutely screwed by people who they've not had the right checks and balances in place, like you mentioned. So yeah, absolutely. Do you have him using Discord groups or own sourcing? Yeah, own sourcing. He just does his own sourcing right now. So both of them do their own sourcing. Yeah, they're not in the groups. So one thing, I mean, I've mentioned this to some of the group owners in the past, but like having like an extra VA subscription, I don't know how it would work really, but it would be nice to give my VAs access to some of the groups. I just don't want to have to pay twice, for the access. But I guess there's no way around that really. I can't obviously give him access to my Discord because that's got all my personal DMs and stuff in and things like that. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly how that would work if you did decide to go that route. But apart from just paying the subscription again, yeah, it is a lot of trust, Aaron. It is a lot of trust. It is. So, but one thing you can do is just add your, I'll be giving him capital on tap, for example. You can create virtual credit cards on there. You can create cards with limits. I think you can set daily, weekly, or monthly limits, and just I guess trying to mitigate any damage that could happen. The other thing as well, as I've said to him again, I'm still trying to figure out the processes. Is that he has to get approved? I will review the deals and say, yeah, go ahead with that. Go ahead with that. He's not just going to go and buy everything. It will be building. Eventually, maybe it will be, but right now it'll be. I'll say, yeah, that's a good deal. Go ahead and buy that. Rather than him just waking up in the morning, he's like spent all the money. So that's what I'll be doing. Yeah. So there's a risk. There is a risk. So you can't take your foot off. You can't just let them run wild. Absolutely not. Yeah, you do hear the horror stories. Yeah, I've heard them. Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, it's a good way to scale the business and sort of extract yourself out of the business. So, look, Amazon FBA can be a great lifestyle business. You can run it yourself. You can make good money. You can do it all yourself. It's great, and you can make a lot of money as well. For me, I guess I've got bigger aspirations, so I don't want to just run Amazon FBA business. I want to do other things as well, social media, software, things like that, Discord group. So yeah, I need to extract myself from the business. My ultimate goal, I don't know if I ever talked about this, I want to make £100,000 a month. So that's one of my life goals for like money, is to make that much money. So, and it probably won't all come from Amazon FBA. In fact, it almost certainly won't. So it has to come from other areas. So I have to work on building that up. But yeah, I'm a greedy boy. For some reason, I want to get to 100,000 a month. There were definitely some big whales at the meetup, and clocked a few expensive Rolexes that are a lot of money. things like that. So actually today I went and tried on some Rolexes. It was went to the authorized dealer, had a really good chat. The guy, he like seemed very interested in Amazon, which was awesome. Which obviously very good for me. Maybe he's watching now. Tried on some cool Rolexes, and I'm hoping to get the Explorer 2 in the white dial. I tried the black dial on; it was lovely, but I'd like to see the white dial. But yeah, so that's just to celebrate myself. I was like, you know what? I've been worked really hard for 2 years on Amazon. I've been very successful on it. I've started doing the YouTube things like that, and I was like, I want to treat myself, which I don't do very often, to be honest. And I wanted to treat myself, so wanted to get myself a Rolex to kind of like celebrate and treat myself for 2 years of hard work and giving up my job and doing Amazon. So yeah, but it was a massive extravagance. So one of the things I was thinking about doing, going on. Oh, we've got a quick question. Then I'll go on to this. Just joined now. Not sure if it's been asked. What have you? When you say you want to extract yourself, would you use a VA for source? Yeah. So right now I do use 2 VAs for sourcing. Yeah, that is what most people get admins for, or admins, virtual assistants. Sorry, that's what most people get virtual assistants for, is sourcing. That's the most common virtual assistant. Admin VA is another thing that people can get as well to take, because Amazon FBA, there's a lot of admin involved. So having that taken away from you as well is a good thing. One of my sourcing VAs, he wants to build up his own business in the Philippines. I think he wants to do t-shirt printing, and obviously the printers and stuff are expensive. So he said to me, "Can I work overtime?" And I said, "You can, but I said he wants to work on Saturdays. I said, rather than doing sourcing on Saturdays, how about you do some admin for me?" So so that's getting an admin VA, and then obviously you can then take it to the next level and have that purchasing virtual assistant as well. Of which maybe you have it as a separate person, or maybe you have your sourcing VAs do it. I don't know the best approach right now, but yeah. So and how has experience been? My experience with every single VA I've had so far is that they are people in the Philippines are very hard workers. That's where most of these VAs come from. But when it comes to the Amazon business and the sourcing, they still need extra training. So you do need to be able to source yourself, know where you like to source from, and be able to give them additional training. Otherwise, it's kind of like the blind leading the blind. They do have some basic knowledge already, and there's only so much training they can be taught by the people without having a very expensive person. But overall good. It's just, I've definitely had one bad one where the deals that they were giving me, I had to fire her because I was tracking her deals, and the deals she'd always give me, she'd find within the first 5 minutes of the day, and then she'd spend the whole day looking and find nothing. So I was like, "Where are you getting these deals from at the very beginning of the day?" And she's like, "Oh, I was saving them from the previous day." I'm like, "I can see the history. I can see obviously you're getting deals." So one thing you got to realize is that all these VAs, they talk to each other, they share deals. There's no way around that. As long as you're making money from them, you just kind of have to accept it. It's very rare to find one that's not. I actually think maybe the one that I've got actually doesn't, but who knows? He seems like a really nice guy. He seems legit. So as long as you're not seeing everything tank and you're still making money, then I guess that's, you're not going to get rich off one VA. Let's put it like that. So how much were you making? We felt right time to get VAs. One, I basically had more money than leads, so I didn't have enough leads to buy. So you can either source more yourself, or you can, or get a VA to help you get additional leads. So that's at the point where you feel like I'm maximizing my sourcing myself. I've got more money than I can spend. I now need to get a virtual assistant, or essentially that's probably a good thing. Can you explain what training you give them? Well, you need to learn how to source yourself, in my opinion. To get any VA, you need to know what sites you source. You need to be good at sourcing yourself. You need to, no matter what assistant you get, whether it's admin, sourcing, whatever, you need to know how to do it yourself. You need to write down the step-by-step processes for this, and that's how you train these people. So rather than just say, go and source, and that's it. You need to tell them what your preferences are, what you like, what are good sites, what sites to avoid. When they find deals, every morning I spend an hour with these guys, or half hour. I go through every single deal. I'm like, this is why this is a good deal. This is why it's a bad deal. Look at this chart. Here you can see the seller count's going up, so it's a bad deal. Or here you can see there's a red flag for IP, or whatever the myriad of things there are that you try and pass your knowledge on, all from your experience of being an Amazon seller. So, again, I probably wouldn't advise you getting one in the first year. You need to learn how to do Amazon yourself. You need to learn how to source yourself. You need to learn how to analyze deals yourself before you can teach anyone else. Yeah, that's the training that you give them. Cool, guys. So yeah, we've got 10 minutes left, 8 minutes left. How's the experience been without Source Central? So yeah, I'll be totally honest, guys. At first, it was a bit shaky. The VA was a nice guy, but it was a little bit. One thing I said to him was, you need to come onto the call every day so we can analyze the deals. And I said, because I'm so busy, I said, you need to remind me. He just wasn't reminding me. So it's not really a sourcing issue, but I was like, mate, this is part of your job. If you don't remind me about this, it's not a good thing. So it's part of my fault as well. But yeah, and just had a little bit of training to do, a little misconceptions about things. I can't actually recall off the top of my head. He had a good foundational knowledge, but there was definitely a few things that I had to tweak. I guess they just can't. Not everyone retains all the knowledge, or they forget things. But yeah, ever since then, after I guess the first couple of weeks, has been really good. He's finding me some really good leads. So yeah, I've been pretty happy so far. Time will tell, but yeah, he's good leads. That's at the end of the day, that's all it comes down to, isn't it? Does he find you good leads? And I've been suitably impressed. I guess actually the biggest thing I ran into actually as one thing that Outsource Center could improve is that he didn't really understand this whole concept of VAT, and it is, to be honest, VAT is a complicated thing for someone in the UK, let alone someone in the Philippines. Just explaining that you can't order as I'm a VAT registered seller, I can't order from a company in Germany or a company in wherever because I can't claim the VAT back. So just trying to explain that the sites that I source from need to be in the UK, or if they're not, they need to be paying UK VAT. So that's a difficult concept to get across. It's a very simple concept actually, VAT, but it's very complicated if you don't understand it. So yeah, that was the biggest problem I had. And even now, sometimes I'm like, this site's not in the UK, we can't order from there. Yeah, and the other one as well, issue I had was, making sure that the site's legit. And I think nearly every VA I've had this problem where they find a great deal on some sort of site and it's a scam site. Or it's got terrible Trustpilot ratings. So just making sure they do analysis. If they find some new and wonderful site, they need to actually go onto Trustpilot, read the reviews, and make sure that it's legit. So there's that. But other than that, it's been pretty good. So, do you do online sourcing? So Nimco's asking, do you do online sourcing? How do you get replenishables? Because these online sales just for a short period. Are they just for a short period? Do they ever repeat the sales? You need to learn the sales cycles. A lot of these sites, they do sales every 3 months, 6 months, every year. Big ones. So you need to look and see, do they repeat the sales? Do these things come on offer very frequently? Oftentimes they do. It depends what kind of sale it is. But yeah, that's a misconception I think you've got there. You can learn definitely the sales cycles on these sites. Which online sites would you avoid? I don't buy from Boots. As a general rule now, I'm looking at sites that give me invoices really easily. So, as a VAT registered seller, I need to be getting invoices for HMRC for all my orders so I can claim the VAT back. So any site that doesn't give invoices is a pain in the butt and I won't order from them. So yeah, that's what my main criteria now actually is making sure that I can get an invoice. And yeah, so because some sites flatly refuse to give invoices, other ones you have to kind of chase them through emails. So basically, I now avoid the ones where they don't give them and the ones where they make it really difficult to actually get an invoice. So hopefully that answers that question. So cool. So one of the things I was thinking about doing, and I talked about this in my video, which I'll post hopefully tomorrow. I do everything for free, guys. I teach you for free. I don't do paid mentorships anymore. I don't have a paid course. Everything I get is through affiliates. My philosophy is that I need to give you enough value and teach you enough stuff that you're successful on Amazon. And if you're successful on Amazon, then hopefully if you sign up to like Seller Amp or whatever software you use, then obviously you'll continue to use that, and I get a tiny kickback every month. A tiny kickback, to be honest. But, hopefully it'll add up over time. One thing I was thinking about, but I teach 99.9% of everything I do. The one thing I don't do is I don't share exactly what categories I sell. I don't show you that my STK, like all the products that I do. I don't like show you my store, for example. Because Amazon FBA is my primary income right now, so it would jeopardize that. However, one thing I was thinking about as I move more towards the social media side and hopefully build up enough money coming in from social media and Discord and the affiliates and stuff, is that maybe I will open up a paid access where and I want to know what your thoughts on this, guys, are, whether you like this or not, or whether you think it's a terrible idea, where basically I hold nothing back. So the other reason I got this idea is the other day I was going through Profit Protector Pro. I bought a bunch of stuff from WH Smith's. I was going through PPP, setting my min-maxes on all my products, and every product that I opened up, I went and analysed the charts. I was like, okay, I'm going to set my minimum here, I'm going to set my maximum here. And I thought, what, this would make a really good video, but I can't do a video where I blur out everything. So, and then, because if I show you all the products I've bought, then it gives away my store, gives away my products, gives away my categories. But it'd be great content for you guys. So one of the things I was thinking of doing was, and again, I want to get some feedback here, is opening this up to people as a paid thing. So you can still learn 99.99% of everything on Amazon for free on YouTube and ask me questions and stuff, But if you want to see me go into the day-to-day business of me, like actually going through my SDK, like I'll share my screen. I'll just have to cover up order numbers maybe. If you want to see me actually go through my PPP, and basically you'll see every product I sell, you'll see all my profits, all my losses, everything basically, everything you'll see. So all the stuff I do in my Seller Central, basically will reveal everything. But obviously to do that, it basically will jeopardize my store. So I have to kind of get compensated another way, and that'll be paid. So that was something I was thinking of doing. I don't know what you guys think about that. It will be probably relatively expensive to get into it because I can't have any kind of Tom, Dick and Harry just jumping in and stealing all my leads, my replens, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's an interesting one, but basically it'll be 100% full access, like inside knowledge. Get to see everything. So let me know what you think about that. It would be pretty pricey, I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know what I'd charge and to get access, but yeah, I don't know, just an idea. That's something I have to think about anyway, because it probably would ruin my store, because everything I buy would just get immediately jumped on by everyone, and things like that. So all my replens would get immediately seen. So Amazon FBA for me would, at that point, I'm going beyond the hour here, but so that I'm enjoying myself talking to you guys. Yeah, someone's saying don't do it because your business will collapse. It's mainly because I'm looking to move more towards the social side anyway, and the education side. So if I end up running the FBA store and it's like a break-even store because people reverse me or whatever, it's okay, I guess. Like it's not where I see myself making all my money in the future. So yes, it would potentially be risky for me. I still think it'd probably be okay, but that's something I was thinking of doing anyway. Yeah. So it's an interesting one. No one out there I know would be willing to do that, or is going to do that. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one, but it would be expensive, like, because you're going to get everything. And it'll be like, I don't know how many videos I do every week, maybe 2 or 3 videos. Do live, you'd be seeing me sourcing. So every time I do a sourcing, I'd record it, and you can see exactly what I bought when I bought it. It'll be literally all access. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. So let me know what you think about that. I'm not saying I'm going to do it. It's something I'm floating around in my head because, as I said, to be honest, I think I'd rather move my business model over from doing. I don't want to be one of those people that's like ends up this is the difficulty. I don't want to be one of these people that's like, oh, do FBA and I make all my money from courses, and I don't actually do FBA. It's like, I hate those people. Like, because it's so scammy, but you guys know that I do FBA, so it's a tricky one really. So I don't know, that's why I'm always reluctant to do like paid memberships and things like that. So, but yeah, I do see myself moving my business more towards the education side and not having my primary income come from FBA. So that would be more of an education tool where hopefully I still make some good money from it. But yeah, it wouldn't be my primary income. It's a massive gamble. It really is. So yeah, but anyway, let me know your thoughts on that. So cool. If you've got any final questions, I will answer them. Otherwise, I will log off. But Nimco was asking how much. Oh yeah, would it be saturated and how much I'm planning to be charged? It wouldn't be saturated because it'd be expensive. I have to. I don't know. In my video yesterday, I said $250 sign up and then £50 a month. I actually think that's way too cheap. It's like this. It's this weird situation. It's like, would you rather? For me, it's best to get 1,000 people in, of course, watching it. But it's not good for you if there's 1,000 people in there. So, you know, the fewer the better is best for you guys. But then obviously the fewer there are, the more you have to charge. So I don't know if I even like this idea, but the idea that's the price that's coming to the top of my head is £3,000. Would basically be the buy-in for that. So that way it keeps people out that just want to like ruin my store. But you guys, you get access to everything, so you literally will be successful on Amazon. Like it will skyrocket your business because you'll get access to all my knowledge, everything, the final little bits. And then maybe like a £50 a month thing. I don't know. Yeah, it's something I've not fleshed out. I wanted to float it by you guys first, really, before I did it. Like I said, I'm really reluctant to charge for courses and stuff like that. So just because I see so many scams out there, it just seems like I don't want to be like even put into the. I'm not a scam. This is legit. And the great thing about actually the seller meetup is I literally got out my SDK for people. They're like, "Oh, how much do you make?" I was like, "I'm going to show you. You know, here we'll refresh the page and I'll show you." So that was good. But yeah, I just don't like to be even like remotely associated with all these people that like fake it till you make it and stuff like that. I don't know anyway. But cool. Anyway, so that's the final thought there. Hello, Mohammed from Pakistan. How's it going? I'm about to just sign off now, so sorry about that. You have to come next week, 8 p.m. Monday, 8 p.m. UK time. We're still in BST, so it's GMT +1. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you found it good. Let me know. Listen to me. Okay, I'll see where this is going, but I'm not liking the the attitude. But sure, go ahead. I'll stay for this and see what happens. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to log off. So go ahead, Mohammed, ask your question, and yeah, we'll go from there. So I know there's a bit of a delay on the chat, but yeah, guys, let me know what you think about that all access membership. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. So okay, Mohammed, you got like 10 seconds, and I'm going to log off here. Oh dear. Okay, guys, I'm going to log off anyway. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on Wednesday for the VA workshop. We'll see how that goes, okay? Thanks very much, and yeah, if you've got any more questions, you can always ask me in my Discord group, okay? All right, bye.